Good morning. I had a question from a student regarding a problem in MATHia, so I just wanted to go ahead and post a quick video on how to do it. So their problem was like this. It was negative 15x plus 5 times 9 equals negative 30. Now, I'm not going to go through all the MATHia steps and what to do at the bottom. I'm just going to walk you through how to actually do the problem. So first of all, what we're doing here is we're solving for x. So we want to get the x by itself. We want to isolate the x. So before you do that, before you start isolating for x, you want to make sure everything is in simplest form, that all like terms are combined, etc., etc. So the first thing that I notice about this problem is right here, I see that there's a 5 times 9 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and multiply those together because they're actually like terms and they're both on the same side of the equal sign. You see how they're both on the left side of the equal sign. So when I rewrite this, my equation is really going to say negative 15x plus 45 equals negative 30. And again, I got the 45 because what I did was I multiplied the 5 and the 9 together. All right, so now this is my new equation here. And in order to isolate a variable to get an x by itself, remember that what you're doing is not PEMDAS. You're not doing order of operations. You're doing reverse PEMDAS, or reverse order of operations. So again, you're not doing this. You're doing this. You're going backwards. And so what you want to ask yourself is, what's happening to the x? Is the x being subtracted by anything? And, well, it's not. But then we say, well, is the x being added by anything? And yes, it is. It's being added by 45. That's actually the 45 that I just found. And so remember, you need to do the opposite. You need to do the inverse operation. So instead of adding by 45, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract by 45. And of course, if we do it to one side, we must do it to the other. So what happens here is I'm going to bring down the negative 15x. These two terms are going to cancel because they're additive inverses. Bring down the equal sign. Now here, negative 30 minus 45. Draw a number line if you need to, but just believe me otherwise. But negative 30 minus 45 is going to the left, so it's going to get more negatives. So this is actually going to become negative 75. So now, let me just condense this. I'm going to rewrite this. Nothing's changing. So what I have now is negative 15x equals negative 75. And so I pretty much just continue down this, and I ask myself, okay, well, now that I did all that, is the x being divided by anything? And the answer is no, the x is not being divided by anything. Is the x being multiplied by anything? And the answer is yes, it's being multiplied by negative 15. And I know that because we see that the negative 15 and the x are touching each other. Remember, touching or being next to each other means multiplying. So instead of multiplying by negative 15, I'm going to divide by negative 15, or if I do it to one side, I'm going to do it to the other. So my negative 15s are going to cancel, leaving me with x, which is what I'm looking for, equals negative 75 divided by negative 15, and negative divided by negative, that's going to be a positive 5. So x equals 5. And that is how you do this problem. Thanks for listening.